Here she is. Hey, I hope we connect. Let's get. Yes, yes.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yay! Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah, I was super excited. We have a really nice group to this time. We're going to do some really fun things in some stores. I've been tuning in on Monday, so I'm really excited for people to get a little introduction to you.
Oh, great. I'm excited. I know I'm like the caboose of the whole train.
Yeah, well, the best for the last. Don't worry.
Thank you. I accept that.
Well, tell us a little bit. Let's launch right in. Give a little introduction to yourself and your jewelry, and then we'll just keep going and try on a ton of stuff.
Perfect. I thought I would start from the very, very beginning. As far as my collection, I make color changing glass jewelry, and I brought the rods in their raw form to kind of show how it starts.
Cool, because I love that you do this whole process from even you even make like the stones.
Yes. Yes. So this is how they begin.
Ah.
They start off in these glass that I purchased. It's like pulled and extruded, and it's made in small batches, meaning that the way that they melt it down is small just because of how pricey it can get and a bunch of other fancy reasons. But this is how it all starts. And then I jump into forming the pieces myself, and they vary in size as far as dimensions and how I want to manipulate them into my pieces.
Oh yeah, really little. And are they flat? Because you do orbs as well as kind of almost like flat like cabochons for like gemstones.
So the flat ones I do make as well. If I want to make a piece flat like these two, which I have here, I have to cut the piece in half myself. So I do the lapidary work as well.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, that's exciting. I didn't know that. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and I starting to venture off into a couple of different ways because I just feel like that would just be the next way to try and push. So these are a couple of the shapes, like aside from the one in half, but the watermelon slices and wedges that I started off with are something that's coming later, just like a little taste of something that excites me.
Okay, I'm just gonna put it out right now. I posted about your like cabochon ring. I call them cabochons. I know you have another name for them.
No. That's what I call them too.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm making.
Okay, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm on your wavelength. So I posted about them, and someone was like, tried to go on your website and look for them to purchase and wasn't able to. So is that something that they can contact you about potentially? Do you do that? Okay.
Yes. So people contact me about the rings directly, since the custom rings, when it gets to the bigger statement ones, I'd like to kind of have a more in-depth conversation about that with my customers. But yes, I will make a note of that. Since the new site is up tomorrow, I'm going to put that as a disclaimer to hit me up and which pieces are custom and things like that.
Okay, cool. Because I'm going to post everybody tomorrow, kind of like a little recap before we go into Monday.
Perfect.
Like, I'll make sure to like post some of those links to those because they were quite popular.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Love that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So we're going to try on a ton of stuff too. So, but first process, like I don't want to derail you. You start with the glass first, and you're mixing and doing lapidaries to cut it to different sizes, and then taking it from there and doing the more silversmithing, fabrication.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do the metal fabrication as well. I am not casting at the moment. I feel like I don't have a way to kind of experiment with how I want something to move yet. Maybe when I get some things like set down, but I feel like I don't feel free. I'm like, what if I wanted to do something or I wanted to lay differently? So I kind of start off with these like skeletons and then kind of wait and see where the designs take me. And I brought a couple of what those look like. I just make weird kind of funky shapes.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's kind of like the start to some pieces.
Yeah, they might not become anything, but that's how I figure out how I like and how I want them to go. And a lot of those were unsuccessful, but like for those, for example, these are some work in progress pieces. That's
Ooh.
how I figure out how I want something
Oh,
to
the
move.
movement on that is, I love all the movement on your pieces. Everything has some hidden mechanism. Guys, we're gonna get into it all when you start trying on. I know this because I've tried on your pieces.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
I can see the sketch turning into that earring, though. I see where you're going with that. Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of do the 3D sketches, I think, and then try and figure out how I want them to work later. But for the most part, that's how everything begins, as like a kind of a skeleton. And the glass, I feel like that's why I'd like to expand upon it more. It stays in these orb shapes for now because it's easy to kind of integrate them into kinetic work. It's a
Okay.
very strong shape. It's glass when it's solid and not hollow. It's less likely to kind of get weird on you later on. I tell my customers that the glass that I work with is about the same hardness as an opal.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so that's a lot of people are like, oh, okay, great, because you hear glass and you think it's gonna shatter everywhere. I'm like, no, it's
No,
not going
oh,
anywhere.
yeah, no, I felt it. It has, and it's nice because you get a solidness with it, but your pieces are not heavy. Even though you big, I think that's something to really just, because I think sometimes people don't know the weight of pieces. They look like marbles in some ways, but they are quite petite and soft, but you have a lot of area metalwork, so you're not getting weight, especially in an earring.
Yeah, I think I take up a lot of space visually, but not so much as far as like the weight of a piece. And I actually kind of, my ears are kind of funny, so I design for how I need something to wear, which is why you'll see in my designs why a lot of the glass is covering up the holes, ear holes and things like that.
So many ladies love that, you guys. Thank you for pointing that. I ask every person that comes on if they have earrings like that. It's a huge, no matter what age you are. And people have weird things about their ears and their bodies in general. So you kind of trying to flatter yourself, and that's a really nice feature to have.
Thank you. Thank you. So for the most part, I think the heaviest thing I have right now is the big kinetic ring,
Mm-hmm.
but that's on the hand and not on dangling from the face.
And then, okay, we have a question already. Is the glasswork borosilicate?
Yes, it is borosilicate glass.
That is, yeah, okay. Little bit.
Oh, hi, Tara.
I'm Miss Tara. You guys, please pop your questions in. If we start trying on stuff and you want to see things better, that's also really helpful. So let us know.
Yes, yes, please. I also brought a fluorescent light. I'm hoping
Mm,
I did the test run. It was looking okay, but I
okay.
don't know how it's gonna work. So y'all bear with me. Hopefully, I can show you some of the funky things that happen
Okay.
today.
Another look. We need to make sure we highlight this. Is another really awesome feature to the glass that you're using, that it's color change. And
Yeah.
I'm like, how did you come upon this? Why do you use it? What color are you using?
Okay, so I know I talked a little bit about it before. Oh, let's turn that back on. But I found it on accident, so I'll try and make this quick. I used to do beadwork, like just lamp work beads with soft glass. And one day I was buying the rods in person, and I pulled one out, and it changed color before my eyes, and I was like, why did this do this to the representative? And they were like, oh, that's stoner glass. And I was like, what do you mean stoner glass? They're like, only pipe makers use it. I was like, I'm gonna do something with this. I was like, I want to work with this. I was like, I think I'm gonna put it in some jewelry, like, because I got excited and just started gabbing about it right there, because that happens. And the rep was like, why? And I was like, because it'd be awesome.
Yeah, and
So
you get to make a really I keep thinking of it as like extremely elevated mood rings, like what we wish they could have been. Do you know?
you know what? I feel like even when I was like had mood rings, or somebody, if you got them in like a, maybe that was too fancy for like a kids party kind of pack thing. But if I had them a couple of times and they never changed for me, and it made me so sad. I was like, I'm cold all the time.
They didn't change for me either. They fail, but yours actually deliver.
Thank you. And even though I do think that they deliver, I hope, like when I talk to my customers in person, that they buy the one that they love the most in natural light. Because it's kind of like if you purchase like Alexandrite and there's some different naturally occurring stones that switch as well. If you love the yellow to pink shift, which I'll get into, then you should love the yellow just as much as you love the pink, especially now during quarantine when we're indoors. So you have to love both. You can't just fall in love with one side of the shift. You have to fall in love. It's a duality.
Ooh, yes, I love that. And then so every time you do it, do you get? That's a great question. Does this make it really custom? Because every time you do it, it's a little bit different when you do the changes, or do you really think about replicating pieces so it's always the same?
So for the most part, I'm trying to replicate the design. I have no control really over the batch of glass. So these rods that get made in small batches and pulled out, that means that each time I notice it, not a lot of people do, but there's a couple more bubbles. It's a more bubbly rod, or it seems a bit more saturated sometimes per batch.
Totally.
But
Okay.
I always tell my customers that just means that your piece is just a slight little bit more yours. You know what I mean? There's just no way that any of the pieces.
So, but because I noticed, I just really was thinking about the color palette. You have a really pink color palette in your collection, and there's composition there. So you're thinking about it though as you're laying it out after you in terms of design and fabrication. Okay.
Yes. So the 4 color changers that I use are the yellow to pink.
Okay.
Just gonna switch to pink.
So this will go through all of the colorways you're offering too. Yeah.
Let me see. Let's see if the cab will do it.
They're glass produced. Well, that's a good question.
Oh, so I make the glass at Urban Glass. I do all the lamp working myself at Urban Glass in Brooklyn, New York.
And you offer your metal work out of another Brooklyn institution.
Yes, I do my metal work out of Brooklyn Metal Works. I love both those studios. Both studios are great. And definitely, if you're looking to support, there's ways to go and check them out on their websites right now. So definitely look into them. I definitely recommend it. I've been with both of those studios for years.
And that's okay because they both have like really strong tradition, a really strong base of like craft skill teaching, and then Brooklyn Metalworks has studios that you can work out of as a more professional artist. And I met you at Specific Gravity, their storefront, which I think is excellent because they're supporting the people that are working there, giving them a little shout out because and I really enjoyed that.
Yes, Aaron and Brian from Brooklyn Metalworks are lovely, amazing, very giving, very of their information and their time. I just the whole 9. We could go on, but definitely, I know that the studio and the Specific Gravity is open by appointment only, and I think lately if I'm correct in phase 4, you can go in. Like one person at a time or something, but it's much better to do appointment by appointment anyways. But there's so many other artists, including Oblique Atelier, who was
here today. So if you guys are local, you want to touch some stuff, you can make an appointment there and get to see things in person. But we're trying to do this now because we're talking to galleries and museum stores across the country and actually internationally. I've been talking to some also not in the United States. So this is a nice way for them to get beyond Brooklyn, even though we're really Brooklyn based.
Yes.
And like you're like really part of the I mean, these are the best. These are the best around.
And I kind of forget every now and then how spoiled I am being able to have access to both those studios. I'm lucky that they're close to each other because one could be in the Bronx and then one could be in Brooklyn, but they're both within a nice walking distance from each other actually when it's gorgeous outside. So I love that too. It's spoiled. And then I remember when I go home to Connecticut. I was like, everything closes at 6.
Oh, yeah. Is that have you been working, are you in Connecticut now? Or are you still in Brooklyn?
Still in Brooklyn.
Okay,
All my fam is in all my family's in Connecticut and I visit there. I'm very close with them, but I'm the Brooklynite. I live here.
I don't know, some people are like, we've had multiple people be in different places and still running their business, and
yes,
we're all adaptive. So just wanted to put it out there. Okay, me too. I'm still here.
Yes, you're here as well.
But I'm in my studio. Same.
Yep, yep. So I also didn't leave during the wave, which I wonder how that had an effect on me, my psyche, but that's another topic for another day. Some people took really nice breaks and like went
Yeah.
out, visited family, you know?
No, I was here too. Same.
So we're all right? We're okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, hello, we're more than all right.
I know. Now that I'm back with my shiny things, I'm great.
Yeah, me too. Now that I'm in the studio with shiny things, I'm very happy and sane and like, okay, I'm ready now. I'm ready for the fall.
Yeah.
Getting for the holiday, and like this is like I think we're kicking off the season. It feels like.
I know. It feels like I'm starting the year over or something,
I
even
think
though it's.
style, and I think I've just noticed more like stores are reopening, like specific gravity. I'm seeing this across the country. Having our like, we're still around and still producing and still in business. Like being able to then like collaborate with these stores and like have beautiful pieces for them to sell as a
Yeah.
holiday. I think this is like okay, a positive, maybe slow and cautious, but very good progress forward.
Yeah, it feels good. I think I took the time a little bit, and then I'll get back to trying to show color changes and things. I think when I took the time at the beginning of everything, as far as like a reset, I didn't think I realized how much I needed it. I am a very work all day and then wee hours into the night person. I work until I'm drained and then sleep.
Oh, Bianca. Oh no. Got a little pause here. Sorry, guys. Can you see me? Also, keep popping questions in, and we're going to try on a ton of stuff in about 2 minutes. Oh no, Bianca, do you see me, you guys? Hey. Okay, you can see me. Okay, okay, I'm going to try to get her back in here. Thanks for bearing with, weird Wi-Fi. Thanks, Tara. Thanks, you guys. But Bianca's frozen. Okay. Let's try to get her back in here. Maybe we got a little connection issue. Thanks, you guys, for being here. It's really nice to see everybody. We're going to try on Jules real soon. Oh, here she is. Okay, good. Okay, I'm getting you back in, Bianca.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, I don't know what happened.
can you hear me?
Now we're good. Okay, you're good.
How silly! I have no idea. That's never happened to me before. Um, I got a notification that said iPhone needs to cool down temperature. Have you ever had that before?
Oh my God, yes, but only when I'm like, okay, so I'll photograph on my fire escape and it's really, really hot, so I'll have the phone out there and I'm photographing and it gets all freaked out.
It must be because I had the lights on to try and show the color change.
Oh my God, okay. If it happens again, that's what's going on, you guys. Thanks for bearing with us. Okay,
Thank you.
I remember where you were though. You were talking about going into quarantine, taking a moment for yourself, which actually led me to questions about how long ago did you launch, and like how do you primarily run your business now?
So, I make my work in batches. So when I do the glass, I do as much as I possibly can in a full day, and I've got it down to the point where I get a good amount done as far as the amount, and then I hoard up on it like a little squirrel. Um,
No, but totally. So you work in that's a really good process though, because you're being effective with your time also.
I'm trying to. So that was the only way that I was able to continue to make my work. I was like, well, if I run out of glass, I'll make the notification on my website. But it wound up not happening because I've always been a weird squirrel in that way. But I think that I was planning for the worst, but I had these weird little glass caviar hoarded up. So luckily, so far so good.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's great. That's really helped you continue to produce the orders that you have. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
But now they did a trial like a month ago, and as far as people who have rented before in the past, they are open for appointment.
Okay.
So I've been able to book and make glass, which is great. Shout out to Urban Glass for trying to well, not even trying, in my opinion, it's a very successful system they have as far as like social distancing and making your work in the glass studio. So cool. I feel really great about it.
Oh, that's really nice to hear, because I know this has hit cultural institutions and education programs really, really. We want them to stay in business.
Yes, we do. That was how I had my introduction to glass in the first place.
That was? Okay, that's where you learned too.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I took a couple of electives my last year in undergrad. They had just opened the relationship up after Urban had been under renovation. And Pratt Institute and Urban Glass had it, so you could do the class in the mornings, and then you kind of got to dabble in everything: the hot shop, the cold shop, flame working, and things like that. Now this process I started doing much further down the line after experimentation, but you get the technique down of learning how to use all the torches and safety, and I feel like that's more important than anything when learning a new material, because it's just so much as far as I agree,
especially with inhaling fumes and and also fire. I got you. Yeah. Okay, so I want to make sure we go through the material again, the 4 colorways you're doing, and then I want to make sure we start trying on a ton of stuff.
Yes, I started off naked face so that I didn't want to have a bias going,
Okay. I'm biased already on pieces. I want to make sure that we try on.
Yes. So the 4 color changes I work with are it's the lavender to pale blue. If I can't show it here, then you'll see it on my site. Just go straight over, and the video that I'll have posted tomorrow on my site, that's going to be on Loop, all cute and fancy and stuff, you'll see the color changing then.
Okay, cool. Because you have it, I will make a point on your website, you have it with both colors shown.
Yes, I do.
That helps people. Yeah.
Yes. We have the aqua to purple. It shifts to a very deep purple.
Okay.
It's kind of grayish, but more like saturated, deep, stormy, moody. Yellow to pink. And depending on how much glass I use, it can be quite pastel or really kind of sticky candy pink, which is kind of fun too. People gravitate more to the pastels. And then the green to gray. And this does, I think, give a very balanced gray when it does shift in fluorescent light, which is really nice. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a good question. How do you limit yourself to 4 colorways? Do you think it's important to limit colorways? I'm color obsessed and hard to stop designing new colors. That's a good question, because I limit myself too, because I can so much as a small maker. Are you responding to your customers, or is it something you decided?
It's something that I decided because those were the ones I liked the best, and I also think that there's a lot of work, a lot of glass that changes as far as the rods in different types of lighting. Some of them are UV. Some of them shift, what is that funky one? Uranium glass. And I wanted to make sure that the ones that I worked with, CFL glass specifically, was not going to have uranium in it, just as a personal choice. So I wanted to make sure as well that I picked the ones that stood out and that weren't similar, because a lot of these color shifting glass, there's a bunch of different rods, but they look similar to the green to gray. Now, if they had like a red to whatever shift, y'all better get ready, because I would love, I would love, or like an orange. What? That'd be great. Ooh. But it's not there yet. It's not out yet as far as a fluorescent changing light, as far as I know. So it was kind of awesome. It was made for.
I don't know if she got too hot again. Oh, Bianca. Hey, guys. Maybe her phone got hot again. This happens. I don't know if you guys have had this too. Happy Saturday. I'll wait on here and entertain you. Let me know in the comments. Okay. Gosh darn it. Okay, I'm here for you, Bianca. or we can start again. Let me know. How are you guys doing? Thanks for being here. Isn't this fun? I really want to try on stuff. I posted some really cool pictures of videos, actually. She has a lot of great videos on her Instagram page of her working, but also the pieces themselves on the body. This, I think, is really nice way to kind of replicate. My phone definitely does this too. My phone does this too. Okay. Not usually from my lights, but usually when I'm outside trying to shoot with the direct sunlight beating down on the phone, it gets too hot to handle. Technology still limiting, but can you imagine if we didn't have this or didn't have Wi-Fi? Needed. Okay, I'm gonna try on some earrings while we wait. Otherwise, I will. How do you decide what type of designer to be? I want to be one of the some classic original. Dang, I know. Okay, I'll answer that question. I think you decide what you have to really like what you sell. I have too many app things going. That might be it too. Okay, let me see. Let me pause. Okay, we get Bianca. Okay, Bianca, I'm gonna try again. I like this question though. How do you decide what? Did it do it again?
I did it again. But I have this Instagram is the only thing open, so I'm not quite sure why. But all of what I do know is that there's ice in the back of my phone. I have a little ice pack in the back of my phone right now. This should not happen again, y'all. I am not about it.
No, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm here for you. We can go as long as we need to. We will try on all the. Hi, Anjali. Okay, if this happens, I know this. I'm so sorry.
That doesn't happen to me normally. Granted, I don't get on live like that, but goodness, I did not think that this was going to be an issue. I thought lighting, but I thought it was going to be too dark in my apartment. Oh my goodness. Anywho, no more time getting that attention. Okay. Back to the color changing rods. I feel like the choice was made for me as far as ones that stood out from each other.
Yeah.
For ones that I thought played best with the light, as far as like being backlit by the silver. So much of, I think it's kind of like a 50-50 thing with the glass being showcased, but also how the silver is kind of like pulling it through.
That's nice though. So you've also picked things I think that work well together. You made the choice because differentiated, because it's not worth it to, as a designer, you can't provide everything, but you do want to have different colorways. So I understand how you were judicious in your choice. But they do really, I think everything does, people can buy everything together. Does it, if you got like the one color earrings with a different color next to it, wouldn't be so weird.
Right, which I think tends to happen.
Cool. I like
it. Since I combine them within the pieces as well. So,
okay. Show us some stuff, because this will make sense with you. Show us some stuff. Like, I love seeing how you put it together, but I want to also hear like how your clients are putting it together and what they're buying.
Yeah. So should we start off with statement or should we start off with everyday? I guess that's the question.
A little bit of statement, then we'll go to everyday, because I want to do like earring. I think your earrings, are #1 seller for all designers. They're super wholesalable. Everyone can put them in their collection. It's great for holiday.
Yes. So these are the triple shift hoops.
Ooh, yes, I love these.
And I'm going to put on the yellow ones first because they are my favorite.
And that's the yellow to pink, so it has both colors.
Yes. And just like I was speaking about before, these cover up the ear hole.
Yes. Oh, that's really nice. Thank you. You can really see that. So that's sterling silver up here, like it's a post earring.
Yes, it is a post.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah.
So that's kind of how they sit in the air. And then these hoops are free form on the inside. And then the pendants move freely.
Okay, those are free form. Okay, that is so pretty. There's just the post part is not just like a normal, you didn't put just like a disc and slap it on there. Right? You have there's something that mimics what's happening with the bigger part of the, oh yeah. Those are great.
I never put on my pieces Unless I'm by myself trying to feel myself. This is kind of funny doing it on camera.
Oh, you look amazing in your work. Hello, you need to do it. It looks good. This really helps me see the scale.
Thank
I,
you.
right, Tara? Those would look great on Tara, by the way. You could wear.
Let me do, I've tried on, honestly, the least popular ones first. The most popular color that is purchased on my site is the lavender to pale blue, which I must say I did not anticipate when making this work. I thought that the high contrast was going to sell best because people would want to see that pop of color. You know, they'd want to see that's the lavender.
That's. And then tell me about what's happening on top. You have the. Is there also glass at the top as well? A little bit right there.
Yes.
Yes. That's really
So
pretty.
there is. I'll
Yeah,
pull out the other one.
Yeah. People love purple, by the way.
They do.
It is crazy.
I love that it's my birthstone, and I thought that's why I gravitated towards it. But and not that purple is amethyst. I mean, not that. All of purple is my birthstone. But yes, so there is.
Oh.
I don't want to get too close. There's an orb on top, and I wanted it to match the ones on the bottom. So it's kind of a cap that's actually through the back.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Such an elegant design.
Thank you.
If you get the lightness of the glass up by your face also, so it's not just hanging down here with the color, you have a little bit of color up here balancing that with all that open space. And then Tara was asking, what are the exact sizes? Is that your biggest?
These are, as far as wholesale, these are my biggest pieces. I think that non-wholesale, the Ferris wheel earrings, those are by far the biggest. That we'll get into those later, as I suppose they're not wholesale, so we can address those after, just for
If
fun.
you try everything on, don't worry, because other people not wholesale are watching and they will buy. So let's show it all off. You know, and
all of it.
You might want to consider like sometimes doing some of these with stores or doing special exhibitions, so they'll have some of the more production pieces and then house them with maybe a couple of these more statement pieces.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that happens a lot too.
Oh cool. Yeah, let's throw on a green. So green is the second most popular on the site.
And the green goes to the gray, is that right?
Yes. So it kind of winds up looking more like a flash of something that's reflective happening with the silver than I should say that this saturated kind of funky green that it is in natural light, which I think is really nice.
Yeah.
And I thought that because it just looked so muted that a lot of people, once again, wouldn't be attracted to it. But I think one thing that I realized about my collection, and I wouldn't have known until I had done shows and whatnot, is people want things that's going to go with just a little bit more in their wardrobe.
Yeah, no, really. Less limiting. They want something that could be jeans and t-shirt or really like gray, but then also with. I also find people want things nowadays more that they can wear with gold and silver. So something with the gray, you can wear it with more things because it works better with gold for some people in their mind. I don't know.
Yes. Yes, yes.
This
Okay,
is great.
let's do these shoulder dusters. These are fun. So you were talking about.
Right. Oh my God, these are so pretty. What is this?
So this is new. I haven't had these, but I wanted to make just some kind of long pieces. Now the thing with these are the glass is only at the top, but I like the idea of the way that it's kind of flirting. You know, it catches your eye, and you're like, oh, but there's a fun part on top. You know.
Yes, and that color in your signature with being balanced. Okay, do you sell these single? They would be super cute as one, like asymmetrical, like a big long one with a shorter one, or a stud over here. You could buy a stud. One of your
maybe I'll set them up that way. I hadn't thought about that.
I think
that'd be fun because I have this one. This is part of the original collection. As far as
really quick, just sizes first the size on the big hoop. Give me like the length of the big hoop and then the length of the smaller stick and then the length on the long dangles.
So the length of this one is about 3 inches,
Okay.
I believe. I should have brought out my ruler.
Okay.
This one is about 3 inches in length. And I think my neck, it's not that my neck is shorter, but my shoulders sit kind of high. So I always try and keep that in mind as far as length. So these do not touch my shoulders, even when I'm like sitting up straight.
Here for you. Okay.
I love this.
I'm your Vanna. I will help you.
My Vanna.
Yeah, well, like, pretend we're on me because I'll be like, I'm like different neck, right? So this is 5 inches on me.
Oh, so these are definitely closer to 3. Can you?
Dude, 3 would be like this on me. Tara, you could totally wear 3 inches. Everybody, you know, yes, stud is. Don't you think the stud with the long together? Wouldn't that be cute, you guys? The different like. Okay, thank you, Angeli and Tara chimed in. Thanks, guys.
I'll put it that way on the site then. I love that. Thanks, guys.
There's something there that would be really cute, and people totally wear it that way if you styled it that way and showed them. Ooh,
I received that. Thanks, guys. Awesome.
Yeah, this is great. So this is the one that was part of the original collection, right? And so that's about 2 or 2.5.
This is about 2 1/4.
That's 2 1/4. That's super easy every day. A lot of people can wear that. That's not long at all. But I see the relation in the longer.
Yeah. So it's going to be the first time that the shoulder dusters go on the site. So I'm really excited about that. And just while we're talking about kind of this, the dangles, the linear dangles, I'll put in the shortest linear dangle, which actually I think it's still flirty, but I think it's enough wiggle that it's still catching some light.
It's really pretty. It's perfect. Everyone can wear that to work too.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, that's like a good, like, you're in an office with a little bit more conservative, maybe work. You can't wear such long dangles. That's perfect every day with a suit or a collared shirt.
Right.
Like, wear more collared shirt blazers. You can't have too long because it appears. That's great.
Yes.
Gift earring. That's a good gift earring.
Which one? The little ones, the bar on the bottom?
Like, that's multi-age group. Like,
yeah.
Old could wear that and it'd be like a good gift size.
Yeah.
They're like things like those are things I think people could then merchandise with necklaces also. Ooh. Is that with the drop at the bottom?
Yes, this is with the bezel at the bottom. And I actually have the orb in this year. And I have the bezel in this year. I don't know, maybe I should come a little closer so y'all can see the difference.
Oh, yeah. And that means that, okay, so the bezel is half, right? Basically,
yes.
half. Okay.
Yep. And what's funny is that I have only one ear hole that hangs straight. So I normally...
It's our body. Yeah, like this. It's normal.
But so for these, I need to, you know how you push the earring back in to like kind of get it to like stay in there like a little tighter? Yeah. I get it in there over the first notch, and then I kind of let it hang loose because I need these to kind of swish with my head.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So that like gravity does the work. Oh, there we go. Gravity does the work a little bit so that they don't get too sticky as far as like it'll stay like backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's
totally.
how I have to wear them.
No, I know that's a great trick to tell your customers though too, like so they're aware of when they're wearing them. You don't want it all smooshed and then it's all stiff and it can't move. I know exactly.
Right. Especially with a design like that where it's bottom heavy. So let's see.
So you want it to have like use the gravity as part of the movement.
Exactly. So I'll throw on a baby stud just so we can get the studs out of the way. Because studs are every day.
Every day. And do you feel like, okay, is that one of your most popular earrings? I was going to say, that's like a really easy thing to buy.
Yes.
It's also great for second holes if you have those extra.
Yes. So I have the bezel aqua stud in this ear.
Oh, beautiful.
And then I have the orb lavender stud in this either.
Oh yeah,
And this
show us
one is,
the because it's a little bit more. So the orbs are going to be more spherical and
yes.
like have more volume, right?
Yes. Let me see if I twist my ear. Can you? There we go. There we go. And then this one definitely lays flat to the ear.
Oh, thank you. That's super helpful. Yeah.
Which
Feel
I think is
like a feels it reads like a stone, like a really classic, beautiful, elegant, timeless design. And then the orb gives it a little bit of more architectural or design forward and contemporary. Such a simple thing.
Right. I think I like the fact that with the orb you can't necessarily tell what it is. Like,
Yeah.
like what stone is that, you know? The bezel it happens too, but specifically with the orb, people are like, and which I kind of like. So this is the aqua?
Oh
No,
yeah.
green. That's the green. I want to show you the aqua in the bezel, and then the aqua in the orb, and how different they kind of read. I try and make sure that's apparent on the site. But I do think that it's, there we go.
Oh yeah.
The aqua orb, I think it just reads saturated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't come up with like a better word. And this, I think, may be a little bit more pastel in my opinion. I don't know if my light is helping me in here.
Okay, is that like a trick of light? Is that because you're using less material? I feel like you'd be the expert about why this is refractive.
Yes. So when I'm working with the orbs, it is, because if you think about this, the bezel set, it's an orb cut in half. So it's less material and less saturated. But what brings it back up to make it kind of pop again is the fact that it's a domed back on the back of the stud. So it's kind of playing with light in that negative space in there.
Oh my, okay, that's awesome. Okay, that's like some great, I'm like, okay, physics? What is that?
Yes. Physics. All of the above.
You get to play with all the chemistry and physics. I mean, jewelry is physics too, because you have to wear it on the body. It has to be comfortable. And we have tons of curves.
Yes. Designing on a curve. That's something.
I know.
While we are in orb land, these made their debut this summer. It's the orb dangles.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
People were like, posts are cute, but I like hooks, so where are the hooks at? I'm like, you're right. You're so right. My bad.
Thank you. Those are classic. Okay, perfect size too.
Thank you. And then I have it so that the orbs slip off the back. Let me see if
I knew it. Okay. Yes. Okay.
And that they sit in this little pocket here, and that's how you slide on the piece. And I do send these with a couple of clear backings
Oh yeah.
as well.
So you can buy. Okay. No. So you can buy
Yes.
all these different colors and mix and match. Hello, everybody.
So I'm gonna have these set up where you can, if you want to just purchase the pendants, like you already have the hooks, but you just want the pendants to go with it, you can purchase them separately as well.
Okay. Can you also put those on the chain and wear them as a little drop?
Yes. So these are on the necklaces as well.
Oh my god, I called it. Because how cute would it be to have like multiples of them just like dangling?
You know what's funny? I feel like I don't like them that way because I feel like gravity doesn't work in its favor when there's more than one pendant at play. I feel like
Weird. It hangs all funky.
yeah, it hangs like a cluster instead of like a nice little spread. So it's almost like they kind of want to just switch on top of each other, like ornaments.
You're gonna make spacer beads next.
Spacer beads.
And you have like a thing where like you can space them out and people can build their own necklace. Like
that'd be cute. Maybe that's what I need.
Lots of them. Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. Well, this is super beautiful, classic. Every have tell me about, there's a dome at the top with sterling silver. Is that how it's set? Okay.
Yes. So I make the little domes. I don't know how to really. Oh, let me show this one. These little acorn dome thingies. I don't want to. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't know how to do that. These little, basically little caps. I have to make all of them. I punch out the silver, dome it, and then make the jump rings and then solder those on as well. Just because there's a different size jump ring for the orb dangles than there is for the chains. So I want to make sure that I can kind of curate what I would like for both of them. So yes, I do make them as well.
Yeah, that's, now move just, I think you're covering your speaker a little bit right now.
Oh.
That, yeah.
Is that better? Can you hear me?
Perfect. Perfect. Because I'm like, I want to make sure, okay, we're like getting up to 15 minutes. I want to make sure we try on a ton more stuff.
Yes. Let's get into another.
Okay, so little dangles, stud earrings, hoops, the long.
Let's get into the cut pieces. So along with these hooks go with the transparent cut and open back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's open.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So it's kind of like the giant cab ring, but with no back. This is a better example.
Oh, super beautiful.
And that threads onto the hook as well. And the reason why I wanted these three threaders is because I wanted folks to have the option to wear it flat face forward or cab side forward. I prefer the flat face, but that's cool.
Oh, speaker is still weird, someone said. Okay.
Oh.
I want to make sure everyone hears you. Better?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is it still weird, Tara?
I think better, right, Tara? Okay. I love what you're saying, though, because this is what glass does, and you're playing with it in such a nice way. The dome versus the flat reads different, right?
Yes. So let me put in the other one and we can flip it the other direction so you can see.
Yeah, like show us like the. Better. Thank you. And then
Thank you. All right, good.
Too. If you guys, oh yeah, that's great.
I think because you can see through it and there's no domed silver kind of playing with the light, it reads more like a droplet, which is kind of fun.
I love that. I like this option too.
So yeah. So those are not a part of the wholesale, but have a big place in my heart. I love these. And then I'll show the aqua ones of these and we can move on. Thank
Here, you would put, oh yeah, the ox. Oh yeah. Okay, that is amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so nice. I really like that you have all these options. The color is really pretty on too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I can see the light really nice. Yeah, great. So you have set up like different pieces that are going to be either more one of a kind, wholesale focused, reproducible, and you have a collection on the website.
Yes. Yep.
I know she makes it all, even the little dome. Do you guys, even the little domes for each orb, she hand cuts out, polishes, and then solders the little jump ring on because you're fitting the size of glass piece that you're making.
Yes, I have to fit the do all the sizing as I go.
Yeah, totally. And it's like, so it's particular. That's really, and the glass too. I know, seriously, all elements are cut twice.
Let's get into kinetic.
Mm-hmm. Mm. I love the kinetic. I'm super partial to the rings.
Oh, the rings?
So bad.
Oh yeah, duh. Let me throw on the rings.
The rings are, you also, do you have the cabochon rings that I posted about?
Those are custom as well, but I've had more than one request not to make them custom, so those won't be non-custom for the site for tomorrow, but they will be very soon. So
Ooh,
these are kind of, they remind me of like a doorway. This bottom part
so
moves
cute.
back and
Yes. I haven't seen these. I don't remember these. These are adorable on you.
thank you. So
They're,
these are also with the orbs and
mhm.
both the top and the bottom.
Okay.
But they're kind of, they're short, so they're like, you know, playful. They're fun, but they're not too, it's like a little taste of a kinetic, you
They're
know.
that for that size earring to have so much movement and all those little details, that is really very well done. And
Thank you.
it's different a little bit. I could see it as you try on more pieces, it'll make sense. You've really honed like little different collections with this same visual language and materials, which is nice.
Thank you.
I love it.
And then I have the asymmetrical dangles, which I think they're fun. I think that I I don't know how I feel about this off center kind of. Oh no, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
No, they look
Sometimes
oh, nothing wrong there.
the
Those are
other
great.
one.
That's a really nice design.
Thank you. And I think also as well, I base them off of how they read on my face, not all the time how someone else would like them. I'm trying to find the other one. I have all my jewelry laid out. You know how you have everything in plain
Oh,
sight?
I know. That movement is tantalizing. And when you do these, are you doing them like in one colorway? Are you mixing all the colors? How do people do it like multiple ways? Okay.
So I do these with all the colors being interchangeable. Now this one has, I don't know if you can tell, two
Yeah.
green and an aqua at the base. So sometimes I like to play with.
All I want to do is play with it. It feels like it's balance or like a balance beam or
Yes.
just something.
I love that. We'll get into the
Ooh.
bangles.
Ooh. Oh,
These
so
are new.
cute. Oh, I haven't seen the bangles. Aren't those cute? Very
For
built.
the site. I thought it'd be fun, and they are oval and not round. I feel like because even for us tiny-handed folks, this is always trying to squish.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. It's
And
a
then
lot.
down and you have it too big, and this way if you get them oval, they can be a little bit smaller too, so they don't.
Yes. And they will be available in 2 sizes, and I'll have the measurements there so y'all can be like, oh, let me measure the flat of my hand and then pick which one I like is going to fit me best, because not everybody has like the width it's you. Some people like the tinier bangles. This doesn't fit my hand, but I'll show the 2 different sizes.
And so you set the little you're doing these all with the orbs, right? Okay.
Yes, these are with the orbs. I didn't like the way that the bezels look. They are available if somebody wanted them to request them, but I do think that the light catches more with the glass being in the dome setting like this.
Cool.
I don't know if you can tell the 2 sizes, but
Yeah.
this one's a little bit smaller.
And I can see the colors too nicely. Really cute because you can just have one little one, but if you build them up, you get all these little color dots coming.
Exactly. So I think something's, like you said, something's really nice about just having one as well. But yeah, it's ring time. Gotta throw on the rings.
Ring time. I know we have 7 minutes. Like ring time. Okay. The rings are just fantastic. You do the little. Yeah, we're gonna do the little orby ones that are also stackable. Yeah.
Yes, these are stackable. So let's do that. So this is what they look like when they're together.
Oh, the colors. Oh, the color there is really nice. You can see the color of the glass really nice. Ooh.
But I think I like these as just like by themselves. Just as, you know, a little bubble, a little light bulb on the hand. Let's see.
Little
I'm gonna
bubble.
throw this on while we chitty chatty, because this is the fun one. This is the one that everybody likes to look at.
Yes, this is like your statement. This is gonna be. You're gonna start videos and go around the world. You know what I mean? That's.
I hope so. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the kinetic ring that I post about. This is my baby. It'll go home to someone, but not that I'm like too attached, but it's my baby.
You do a couple versions of this too. You have a single layer one too. I've looked at
Oh,
that.
so the single layer, yes, I do have the single layer one. That one is gone, but I do have that one as well, if somebody would like.
Good job, because that should have been, that is a good, I want that piece. Gosh darn it.
I'll do
I
it
want
now.
that piece, stuck with me. That's a really,
It's-
really well engineered too, because it actually, to do that and to do the fabrication of that is not easy, but it moves really beautifully.
Thank you. And it took a few tries to get it the way that I think was the most functional. So this is the pendulum shift.
Yeah, that's, oh, it's like the little, that's kind of in between the smaller ones you showed us and then the bigger ones.
Yes, so these actually came first. And I think that's what normally happens. You design the bigger piece and then take elements and kind of mix and match and match.
Thank you for trying all this on. It really is nice to see it. It helps me see it, and it helps all the buyers see it on the body. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
So like I said, this is my funny ear. I should switch them.
They look
But yeah, these are both the part of the kinetic collection as well. And put on the other one. Since we're running out of time.
that big one you put like all the colors on, right?
Yes, this one has all of them.
So satisfying to watch you.
And like I said, it covers up the hole, but I don't like heavy jewelry, so these are probably as heavy as I would go, but it still doesn't sag down my hole, which I think, I know that sounds funny, but it doesn't feel like it's too dense as far as weight. I think it just takes up surface area, which is nice.
It's pretty airy too. Okay, try on a couple necklaces for us.
Oh,
or do you
so
have
aside from the orb bubbles, I have, oh.
Sounds like I also forgot you had these other ones I really like. They're like little tubes and there's chain and they had 2 orbs. Okay, like I have like a couple things I like that I'm like, we want to make sure we get. Okay.
Yes, let me throw those on. So these are the orb note earrings.
Love these. Yes.
So this is how they read, that you pull them through the chain through the tube and you can have them read. They are based off of song notes. So you could have them all the way and then twist the bar and kind of push it in and have them read up and down if you'd like.
Exactly. I love that.
Or you could have them, which I kind of like, staggered. But because of gravity and because of the size of the tube, they stay. So if I put them like this, they're going to stay like this, which I really like too.
Those, I think, people could buy those. That's going to be like part of your core collection, I think.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. I'm call it right now. They're different. I haven't seen anyone do it like that, and I like. It brings your visual elements. It's also kinetic.
Yes.
Without being, it's different than the other. I don't know. There's some. All relates, but this is like.
Thank you, and then super lightweight as well. And these I do the color mixing as well. So this is the lavender with the aqua. But you could also just get them where they match as well.
Like monochromatic, or you offer them also with the 2 tones. Okay,
yes.
Cool.
And they're super lightweight, which is a lot of fun too. And the length of the chain, it's so that it's not so long, because of course I experimented with the length, that they're going to tie together, you know?
Yeah.
Because that was no fun.
Exactly what you're talking about. Like a tether ball, you know, when you like,
exactly.
Right.
Even while I'm talking.
Oh yeah, me too.
They don't want to. They're so bottom heavy. They don't want to do anything with each other. They're like, no, I just want to stand alone, which I appreciate.
I like that. You know what also reminds me of? I really like. Remember those really meditative balls that would do like this and swing back and forth?
The actual pendulum.
Yeah, that's what I like. That there's something there, but elegant and elevated. Okay, we have like 30 seconds somehow. Any last words? Any last pieces?
I think we got through most of them already. The kinetic ones, the ball ones. I think all the skeletons. I think we did it.
Awesome. Well, everything else is coming up on your new website that launches tomorrow. I will make sure to post. And our big spotlight, if you guys are interested, we're going to do a little bit more of this on Monday. So, yeah, what a pleasure. Thank